Hello and good evening. This is going to be an extremely basic guide on weapons and weapon groups for Mechwarrior Online. Really, it's intended for people who are extremely new to the game, because I have seen examples of people doing quite basic things wrong, and I just wanted to do a little thing so that people could see it and hopefully have more of an understanding of how the game works. Now, the first thing we're going to look at really is with the weapons. They are located in the bottom right hand side of the screen. This shows you what weapons you have on your mech and what weapon groups they are currently linked to. It also shows you your weapon range, and where applicable it will show ammunition also at the very far right hand edge of the screen. You might notice some little black rectangles at the sides of the screen. That represents the cycle time of your weapon. So say if I fire weapon group now, you see it's turned red and it slowly decreases. While it's red, you can't fire again. You can only fire when the weapon goes black, like so. The range of your weapons indicated here, with mine it says 337 meters. That indicates that my weapon maximum range is 337 meters. That means my weapon will do its full damage from 0 to 337 meters in distance. Anything further than that, it can still damage too, but only up to a maximum of probably double what it states there. So you're looking at around 660 meters. It would still do some damage, but very small amount. If you move the cursor around, like try and focus on this mech, you notice how now the weapon groups have gone to yellow. That indicates that I'm outside of optimal range, but I will still do some damage if I actually shoot the target, which I'm going to do now. See, it still did some damage, but it won't be anything like as much damage as it would have been had I been a bit nearer. So shall I approach the mech, like we have done now? Now you see the weapon group has now gone to white. I can now hit it and do full damage. Notice while I'm doing damage, next to the middle bottom of the screen where the map is, there's a little gauge that shoots up when I fire the weapons. That is the heat gauge for your mech. It basically means when you fire weapons, your mech will generate heat. When you generate enough heat
level critical,
you'll get that heat critical warning.
Heat level critical.
If you overheat, your mech shuts down like this. The more you overheat by, the longer your mech will stay shut down for.
Target destroyed.
Now, we're going to reposition to find us another target. And then we're going to discuss weapon groups, as in how to set them up and what they mean. A lot of people like to run with only 2 to 3 weapon groups. Some people like more, entirely down to your own personal preference and down to how many weapons you're actually packing on the mech that you're actually using. I'll detail mech customization
target acquired
in another video. Let's click on target this atlas over here. Again, illustrate my point. Currently at the range we're at now, my lasers will do some damage but not optimum damage, and my flamer, which is this little thing, won't even touch it all because it's black, which means it's completely out of its range. It will score no damage. So here we are. What we'll look at now is the weapon groups. You notice how I've got my lasers split between group 1 firing my left arm, group 2 firing my right arm, and I've got the flamer set on group 3. I'll be honest with you, I don't really tend to use the flamer because I generally aren't that close to other mechs in this mech, because quite frankly it's fragile, even with full armour. You can change weapon groups anytime you want, even on the trial mechs. I'm going to do this by moving the little highlighted square around. You do this by using the arrow keys on the keyboard, like I'm doing now. What I'm doing at the moment is I'm just cycling through weapon groups, so obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go up and down as well to select individual weapons. say, for instance, I wanted to move the group that my flame is in. If you press the control key, the one nearest to the actual arrow keys, you notice how in my group 3 the little 3 is no longer highlighted? This means that the flamer is no longer part of that group. I can stick it into group 2 if I want, or any other group. So for shits and giggles, I'm going to stick it into group 2, like so. Now if I press my number 2 mouse button, which is my right button, my lasers fire along with the flamer. Kind of pointless because the flamer is completely out of range. So I shall press control, go back to group 3, press control again, and there we go. You find as well, to differentiate between the left and right of your mech when it comes to setting up your weapon groups, the right hand weaponry is normally at the bottom. You notice it in my group I've got at the bottom where the little cross is. The top of the 2 lasers is number 1 because that's going to be on this arm, and the right arm is number 2 because it's at the bottom. This took me a little bit of trial and erroring to actually work out. That, I think, will be it for this particular instalment, and I will get on to, I think I might do mech building next, or I might do some more targeting information. I think I'll do targeting information next. Thanks for watching, I hope it's not been too painful for you, and I'll see you in the next video.